All right. It is Tori Magoo 44, and I'm basically doing a show at midnight with Magoo. My nickname is Magoo. That came from when I started my YouTube site in 2008. Mark Bunker came over and said, "This is a webcam. It's from Anonymous." So, anyway, I had to come up with a name for YouTube because I said, "For what?" He said, "We're going to start a YouTube site." And so I just thought of my dad. I had a nickname for him, which was Magoo. And he'd sort of really spiritually, I felt like he'd really given me strength during all these people, you know, picking on me and stuff like that. I felt like he was all through my life. He's been really strong and a really strong person in my life. And I used to call him Mr. Magoo because he has little eyes like I do. And he was on NBC broadcasting and he was funny. He was very funny. So anyway, his football number is 44. So my name is Tori Magoo 44 on the internet. And even though it doesn't have anything to do with Scientology, but he gave me courage to stick with it when many, many times. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, JB808. Midnight with Magoo. That's right. I'm doing it. But he gave me the courage to stick with it when many times I just thought, okay, I'm just giving up. These people are, back when I escaped out in 2000, it was spooky. There was very little support. I mean, I had Stacy, Bob, and Jesse, Mark Bunker, Andreas in Norway, and, a few people online, but a lot of people bought Osa's stuff about me, right away and turned on me. And it was awful. And so I'd always plug into my dad and he'd be like, his first thing, I was like, I don't know what to do. And he said, get out of LA. That was the first thing I got from him, was just get out of LA. And I did. Hi, Leah. How are you? It's so good to see you guys at midnight. Well, almost midnight, but anyway, it's my nighttime show. So I decided there's people doing shows all during the day. And so I just thought, I'm kind of a night owl anyway. I really didn't know if many people would go for it or not, but I thought, let's try it, Midnight with Magoo. And it turned out it's been pretty popular. Not hugely popular, but it's been pretty popular. And the more people you guys can bring on, the better. Because I don't know why this month I lost a bunch of subscriptions. It was like, what the hell happened there? I really don't know, but it's very awkward. But I've heard from more than one person that they had the same thing. So I don't know if YouTube is just, unsubscribing people. But if you want to hear my YouTube sites, make sure you're subscribed. I would appreciate that because I don't know what's happening with it, but it's a lot. It's way more than a few. And so anyway, that's that. So hello. Today is the 14th of October. I'm glad you did. I'm a night owl also. Yeah, I know. It helps with the night owls. It's a good thing because we're up. It's funny because there's not that many people that are night owls, that are real night owls. But the ones that are, they're there. It's really fun. So anyway, oh, Nanya, hi, never in, always against. Totally. Hello. Now, let me think if I can remember where you're from, Nanya. I can't. Where are you from? Tell me. Hi, Leah. Yeah. Leah says, hi, Nanya. It's a good group of people. Nanya, where are you from? Minneapolis. Wow. Outrageous. That's a chilly area in the wintertime. I grew up in Chicago and when it gets cold, and I think Minneapolis, you're kind of by the water, right? And that makes it much colder, I think. I've never lived in Minneapolis, so I don't know, but it sounds like it'd be a cold winter. Anyway, thank goodness we're through the hurricane thing, I believe. And I think they're still repairing things, but it's better. So tonight, over on Brand Boulevard, which is Scientology's ideal org for, it's just another one of their phony front groups. basically at this point, because they don't do much. It's 35 degrees. See, that's what I meant. It's cold, really cold. Yeah, lots of lakes. That's what I thought. Yeah. And the lakes make it really cold, especially when it gets windy and ooh. In Chicago, it's something else. It really is. I mean, you have to dress in Chicago in the right way, or you can freeze to death. You really can. Probably there too. You know, you have to dress. Andreas used to have a great saying I loved. He's from Norway. Hi, Verity. And he helped me wake up and kind of get out of Scientology. And his expression, because he wanted me to come to Norway. And I said, Andreas, I'll freeze to death over there. Yeah, I know layers, exactly. I learned that in Chicago for sure. And I still use it to this day. But he said, there's no bad weather, there's just bad clothes. And that's a good quote. It really is. Because here in LA, I'm often much, much colder than I was ever in Chicago. Because Chicago, they have really good clothing that keeps you warm. Whereas here, not so much. That, you know, things are much, much thinner because it's hotter. So they just don't really make a lot of really, you know, clothes for cold weather. But we found I think they're called 53 degrees. 50. I always forget if it's 52, 53, but it's one of those degrees. They're in you hibernate. Yeah, I understand. They're in Costco. And they actually have them on a website too. I think it's 52 degrees. I forget, but anyway, it's one of those degrees. But they have fabulous. I mean, their T-shirts are worth their weight in gold. They keep you toasty warm, but not too warm. They're like long underwear, but they're silk, and they kind of adjust to your body. So if you're warm enough, then they stop heating you up. You know, they're really cool. I love them. They have, and Spanky does too. We both found them at Costco and went, wow, these are great. And she just went up north, and I said, was it cold? And she said, nah, I had on my T-shirt. You know, I had on the long underwear, so that worked. She was in Portland, I think. Yeah, I know. A lot of people hibernate in the winter when it's cold. Yeah, it is comfy. As a menopausal woman in Sydney, less is better. Get the book. You know, what's the book that I say? What is it? The Silent Passage. Get that book. Because believe me on this, even if there's one tip in it that helps you, it's worth its weight in books. A lady at Flag taught us it, a public person. She was an internal medicine doctor, and we were all sick and getting review after review, and she came and just threw down, you know, she threw down this book, and she said, how many of you women have read this book? And we all went, none of us. And she said, okay, get it. She said, this organization is run by men, and they don't know about menopause, most of them. I mean, maybe now they do. Like Larry can at least say it. Thank you. But, and thank you for writing it. But, you know, a lot of women and men, that's what she talks about in the book. It's a silent passage, but she really gives tips that'll help you get through it. It's really great. It's a great book. Hey, Dylan. Hi. How are you? Sophie, hi. I almost missed you slipping in. Good to see you. Very good to see you. And love it too. Wow. Fun. Yeah. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. It's always nice to see, you know, a man supporting a woman or females in their different things that we go through. Oh, God, you think if men only knew what we have to go through. I'm good, always good to see you at this fine hour at 3 a.m. Wow, that's early. That's really early. I'm trying to get this thing off. No worries. No, it's not a worry, but it's nice. It's nice to see men who are, I always love it when there's we're talking about some girls and there's a million women on, and then a couple men pop on, and I think good for them. Good for them. was just teaching my brother about Scientology. Oh my God. Hi, 49ers for life. Why were you're teaching him about Scientology or which part? East Coast time. Okay. I'm going to give up on this. I'm going to put this thing back here for now, and I'll do it another time. It's too difficult. I've been watching The Wise Beard Man and You. Going to take a while to see all of it. Yeah. We've made a lot of videos. We have, especially he has, because, he was interviewing people as a job since 2000. So he made a ton of them. And really, thank goodness he did, because he got some great interviews in there. He really did. The Dark Side of Scientology. He has been watching cult docs. Oh, good. Good. Well, that's wonderful that he does, because then once you see the other side, you kind of get, I didn't know that, because they've got all their how great it is and Tom Cruise. And that's why I want to mention the Scientology and mental health. Why not trust them? Because they had a thing on Burbank Boulevard, which is like a mile or two away from me. They had a big meeting tonight about mental health. And it was going to it was sponsored by CCHR, which is Citizens Commission on Human Rights, which is Scientology's phony front group against psychiatry. And I speak from experience from that, because they made me get off my medicine, and they're not completely, but 99% against medicine. And a lot of Scientologists die. If you're in Scientology and you hear this, get out. I can't tell you how many Scientologists have died since I started saying that to you guys. It's like hundreds. It's ridiculous. And it doesn't need to be. I mean, these are people that could have lived easily. Or how about the 17 kids who committed suicide, 17 Scientologists? That's awful. So they don't have mental health. And in fact, it's a high crime to go see a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So, you can't at all. And what does that mean, a high crime? Well, you'll be declared suppressive, like I am. I'm declared a suppressive person. So if I see my really dear friends, this is my SP declare. And if I see my really dear friends, they go like this, like, Tori. And then they go, oh, and they get on the phone and call Osa. It's awful. My dad was asking if Scientology believes in Jesus. No, Hubbard was against Jesus. In fact, his original OT8, and you can Google this, but he said Jesus was a pedophile. That was the original OT8. And so many people were upset by that, he changed it. And now they say, we never said that. That's totally false. It isn't. I've talked to people who were on the level, and he did say it. So no, he doesn't. They don't believe in Jesus. And even, just OT3 alone, you can go to, here, wait, I'll show you. Have your dad go here to this website, www.xcnu.net. And OT3 is on there, and he can read for himself in L. Ron Hubbard's handwritten notes what he says about Jesus and God and churches, and he was against everything. Okay, so this is what you told him. Hi, Danny. I'm not Kelly, the activist from Sacramento. I'm a never-in southwest suburbs of Chicago. Woohoo! All right. I'm from Park Ridge. Other platforms are covering Scientology. Okay. I love how it's laminated. I know. Believe me, I knew. Jesse told me nobody's getting their SP declares anymore. So when I got it, I laminated it. Absolutely. Please put questions before your questions and comments before the comments for me for when I answer that. Yeah, it helps me look at them. My dad was asking if Scientology believes in Jesus. Okay, so there we are. I think we're caught up. Let me see. Verity. It's nonsense. How can you say such a thing? I mean, to take me off my medicine for epilepsy that was completely controlled. tell me that I'm going to handle it with Dianetics, which is just talk therapy, and magnesium. And then watch me have multiple grand mal seizures. And each time have them say, your responsibility level is low, or your PTS. They have all these little labels that they label people. But it's appalling. It's not mental health. They're not, that when 9/11 happened, underneath Bush, they put the 1-800 for truth number. And I went on the internet, I said, that's a Dianetic hotline. And we called up the TV station and told them, they said, this is Scientology. This is not, they're 100% against mental health and truth. They'll pretend that they are, like Citizens Commission for Human Rights. Bullshit. If you guys believed in human rights, the least you could do is talk to your ex-members. That's the least you could do. You could talk to your ex-members. You could give them their money back. You could help the homeless. I've brought out clothes for homeless when I was in Scientology. And you know what Kay Conley said every single time? Did we get any press? Did they mention L. Ron Hubbard? That's all she said. That was it. She didn't care about the people. She never said, are the people okay? Do they need more clothes? Nothing. I mean, it was really a shock to me. It really was. I'm one of the original Anons from 2008. Hi, Smiley S. Well, congratulations on that. Dougie Colorado streamed Cult of Clearwater. Well, okay. That is cool. Yeah, congratulations on that. I was with you guys. In fact, I helped you guys. I don't even know if you know what they were originally planning on doing, but we got it changed, and that's because they probably it wouldn't have gone well. Let's just say that. I'll leave it at that. Did you have pictures of LRH in your house when you were in Scientology? No, I never liked LRH. I told you that. I never had pictures of him. No. We had the books that we had, but we didn't have pictures of LRH or Miscavige. No. No, I have pictures of my family and my parents. Thank you. Those were fun times. Comments in all caps will be removed. Okay. All right. Okay, here's a question from Kelly, YouTube fan. Can you sue Scientology for withholding your epilepsy medicine? I could have, but I know Hubbard's policy, which is get him in court, keep him in court, bankrupt him. And it's not that I had that much that they could bankrupt me with, but I just didn't want to put my son through that, or me. It was just, it took Larry Wallersheim 20 years to get $8 million. Now you can say, okay, it's worth it. It was $8 million, but I didn't want to go through it. I just didn't. And I know how they are, and I knew what they would do. And I just thought, no, I'm not going to do it. I know what I know, and they know what they owe me. And they know I could have sued them and I might have won. I might have, that was the thing. I thought, oh, I could have maybe won not only huge amounts for me, but pay, punitive damages, which was what I wanted to get. So they'd have to stop any medical abuse. That would have been great. But I know them, and they have literally snuck and lied and cheated their way out of so much stuff. And I just thought, no, I'm not going to spend my life doing that. And that's why this week was so exciting for me, to see them lie through their teeth and get caught, and have judges write actual, and say, this is going to be long. It was a yes or no thing, denied or not. She said, this is going to be long. So everybody just sit back and calm down. I'm going to read this out step by step, why I made this decision. And she did. She was really good. Both of them were. There were two different judges. Okay. I was in the C of S and acted interested. Okay. Interesting. They gave me pamphlets, of course. Last time I was in the U.S., we gave away heaps of clothes and food to homeless people. It was really upsetting to see how bad it is. It is. And it's pathetic that our country that really does have a lot of money doesn't work out a solution for that. Yes, you have proof. What does that mean? What did I miss? Jackie. I didn't get that. Okay, sorry. Comments? Okay. Well, what do you have proof of? Oh, about being in C of S? Is that right? No, because Jackie is somebody, yes. You have proof. Okay. Wallersheim was tenacious and didn't know he would win, but he did. Yeah, he did. And I think he was just going to stay in it. You know, he didn't have any kids. Do you know what I mean? I just didn't want, I didn't know how they would affect my son, but it meant more to me than suing them. It really did. His sanity and his life. And I can see where other people have other considerations, but you're not me and you're not his mother. And that's the way I was. Nor did I want to be dragged into their shit with me. I knew what they would do with me also. And it wouldn't be good. I know you guys, Osa. I know you inside and out. Your health is more. Yeah, exactly. It's like my own mental health, because I knew they would really try to screw me over. Okay, good idea, Sophie. Okay, thank you, love it, both of you. Jackie Azur. Let me just put these on here so everybody sees them. See? Okay, so there's one, and here's the other one from Love It. It's good to see you both, my moderators. I just talked to my friend from high school. He's a high school. We agreed we're like our oldest friends. And it was really fun to talk to him, but he didn't know anything about this, so he's going to check it out. Okay. Oh, hi, DF Flawless. Happy Columbus Day. That's right. It was today. I missed it completely. I completely missed it. It's also discussing the Scientology's tax exemption when they do nothing to help communities. They do. But I really, really want people to understand they don't have any mental health assistance. They really don't. They're anti-mental health, in truth. And so they think their technology, which doesn't work at all, it's like a triangle. And I did it all the way from the bottom, all the way up to the second to the top. The 8 is the top. I was on 7. And it doesn't work. And I saw my husband, he was a wreck. He did 8. I've seen a lot of OT8s, and they were a mess. It doesn't work. So Scientology trying to pretend they can help people with mental health, that's a scary road to go down, Scientology. You know it doesn't work. And if you're not thinking about it and you're trying to delude yourself, it works. Here's a little simple truth. It doesn't. And it definitely doesn't with mental health. As witnessed by the 17 young Scientology kids I know personally who are dead, who would have been alive if they could have gotten on some kind of medication to handle their bipolar or whatever issues they had. But they couldn't. You wouldn't let them. So that's on you guys. That all those young people. And there's many more than that now. It's awful. Scientology has never won a jury trial. Interesting. I remember after protests, they would follow us with cameras. Yeah, I know. That was in that day. They did. Now the kids follow them with cameras. It's really great. Do you know, Smiley S, that they have every single window in every single Scientology building in Los Angeles is shut down because of the live streamers and all the people online? It's amazing. It really is. When you were in, okay, here's a question from 49ers for Life. When you were in Scientology, how many past lives did you think you had? And what were they? It wasn't really a big deal for me. I didn't really believe in it. I never thought I was someone. Hubbard says a lot of people think they're, a big famous person or this or that, and they're actually the person who shined the guy's shoes. And that was sort of how I was. I just thought I didn't, it wasn't really real to me. I didn't really have any real, I know I was this in this lifetime, and I know I was that in that lifetime. And I kind of went through, it was like a war or this or that. I went through it, but it wasn't real to me. So I can't tell you how many past lives I think I had, because they weren't like specific. It was like part of a group. And I have no idea what they were, except, pretty much a warrior, fighter, someone trying to solve things, fix things, help people, that kind of thing. That was it. It wasn't anything exciting. But I met 2 Julius Caesars in one day. A ton of, I forget who that famous lady is. It starts with a C. Anyway, I can't remember her name, but there's a ton of those. There's Mark Twain, a few of those. Just different people who are sure that they are, and they're really positive that they're that person. It's frightening. I mean, to me, it was always kind of scary. It was like, I don't know, it didn't add up. One guy I knew thought he was Mark Twain, and I said, look, Mark Twain's a writer. If you're Mark Twain, why aren't you writing? I didn't, that was more in my head. I didn't really say that to him because you can't, but that was in my head. It was like, the guy hadn't written anything. And I was like, okay, you're Mark Twain. He comes back next lifetime and does nothing. It didn't make sense. Agree Verity, the Bixter case in California is cited in all the new Scientology cases. Really? The Bixler. Okay. I'll have to find out about that. Do you think that Scientology will get more negative media attention with all this stuff coming out about Diddy? I've heard of them. I've heard of them are, I don't know what's the last line in this? I'm not quite sure what this is. I've heard of them are Scientologists. Some of them, maybe they meant. Anyway, wrong person to ask. I think Aaron is in on that one. So listen to Aaron on that one. But they're going to be getting more negative press no matter what they do, because they keep screwing up and they keep lying and they keep not using the tools that we got in there to use, because I don't know why. David Miscavige is a knucklehead and he just won't do anything right. He does everything wrong. So there you go. Thank you, Sophie. That's nice. I know I miss both of you. That's so great. Witness, so important to have these legal precedents. Okay, now what did I miss on witness? Oh, agree Verity, the Bixter case in California is cited in all the new cases. I'll have to catch up on that. I'm not on the Bixler case. What is the actual thing on that? Does anybody have a real short thing on that, on what it is? It is. Witnesses are very important on all of these legal precedents. Holly. All right. Oh, Holly, do you think that Scientology will get more negative? Oh, that's Holly asking that question about Diddy. I think they're just going to keep getting more negative attention, whatever they do. You know what I mean? Whatever they do, because they're lying, they're cheating, they're doing it in court, they're trying to hurt people and failing at it. And so all of those things are adding up. All the things that we've been protesting for years, These judges are now nailing them on. It's really great. And that guy ZDT nailed. It was really great. It's really great to have her see who he was, because he was the one threatening Solomon to rape him and his mother, which is stupid. His mother was really cool. She's Russian. She took him on. She didn't have an attorney or anything. She took him on. Scientos are mentally handicapped. Well, easy to say. I don't know that that's totally true. I don't. I mean, some people are, some people aren't. Just like non-Scientologists, some people are mentally handicapped, some aren't. But I don't know that I totally agree with that. Jack, is there? Please provide context. Oh, okay. Bent over, have whatever to drag. Huh? Yeah, I agree with Sophie here. Wait. Scientology claiming to help people with mental health is absolutely, it's not only terrifying, it's appalling. It's like we have to make that more of an issue also. I know a lot of the people are like, kids can't consent, and that's true. But I don't want them snagging in these kids with mental problems to use, to just be screwed with Scientology and Dianetics. So that needs to be, people need to make more, repeat this more. Wait, what happened here? Yeah, thank you, Sophie. All right, now this is Jackie, bent over, comma, have whatever to drag their cases. Okay, so in other words, they're just trying to drag their cases rather than get to them and win. Well, look what happened. Whoa, I did not know that. You did not know what? See, that's what she's saying about have content in there, because otherwise you didn't know what. There's like a whole bunch of conversations that have happened. So try to say, whoa, I didn't know that about whatever it is that you didn't know about. But let me know. Please answer that so that I do know what you didn't know. Yeah, here's Sophie saying, please provide contents in your comments, and they don't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all. But Smiley, I'm interested in, but I want to know what it is. Witness, is this what you want? I'm new to this. Is this what you want? What? All I'm saying is make a full sentence. Like if you say, whoa, I didn't know that, I don't know what you're talking about. By the time I get to that, there's been 10 or 15 comments. So if you say something like that, whoa, I didn't know that, put, whoa, I didn't know you broke all the dishes. You see what I mean? Then it's a full concept. And I can go, oh, okay, you didn't know that. Or whatever it is. Do you see what I mean? So that's an important thing. And so that's all. Just try to keep it a complete sentence. Some mead time. All right. I was a clam before. Okay. Was listening to Tori. Can't type fast. Don't worry, Jackie. It's all right. When you Google the Church of Scientology in Phoenix, a review says it's a cult. Stay away. Good for them. Now, see, some people have done some work there. That's really good. I'm happy to know that. That's what we need in every single town. The other thing you can do, I don't know if you guys know about this, but if you're ever looking for jobs or anything, there's a thing called rip-off reports. And I learned about it because I worked at a company that ripped people off, basically. It took me a long time to get it. And by the time I did, then they fired all of us who were in any way ethical at all. They just said, nah, you're too old. You're all out. 50 of us, they fired us. But their company was on rip-off reports every day. I mean, one guy in Colorado called our company president and said, I am flying out there with the shotgun. And if you don't give me my money back, I'm going to shoot that guy. You know, it was like, wow. And they got so scared. They were in the front. They made us all, it was a huge warehouse kind of thing. And we had to come in the back door. It was really weird. It was really strange. Jackie, it's for Tori so she can understand what you're talking about. She can't follow every side conversation. Yeah, I can't keep track of all of them. That's all it is, Jackie. So just keep it one. Unfortunately, they don't know they're handicapped because of the mindset. Yeah, that is a very good point, DF Flawless. But that's why we have to kind of let people know, so the parents of children can know, or the parents themselves can know not to get into it. There you go, witness. Gotcha. All right. Okay, here we go. Love It is explaining, Jackie, Tori's chat is more thoughtful and not a place to just type random words over and over. Please refrain from bombing the chat. Do you know what bombing the chat means? It's where you just kind of type a few words over and over and over. And it's just sort of like, okay, what are you here talking about? You know, we usually take a subject like this one tonight is Scientology and mental health. Why not trust it? And if you listen to it at all, you get, and I get you weren't in Scientology, but there's thousands and thousands of critics around the world that are fighting to expose their abuses because they're really bad. And you can learn about it and be a good critic, but it takes some listening and learning. And, you know, it's okay. You're asking questions. That's good. Okay, here's Sophie. The Bixler case is the woman who won against. Oh, okay. And so now they're citing that. I got it. I heard so much about Danny during that time that I don't even, and the girls were called, I forget what they call them. They had different names for them. So, okay, that's a good idea. So then they post that wherever they're doing legal stuff. So they see. Hi, Witness. Good to see you. I know. Hi, Care for JCYT. Oh, Chrissy Bixler. Okay, that's it. I know her as Chrissy. I'm bad with names. I'm really bad with names. Chrissy Bixler has been fair game for decades. That's right. She's the one that they poisoned her dog, among other things. She sued the cult. Yeah, she's suing the cult. Good. She should, because she really has a definite reason to. Hi, T. Perth Scientology audit. Hey. And Teresa, hi. Nice to have you here. Thank you all for coming. Oh, here we go. The thought reform probably handicaps to some extent. It does while you're in, but a lot of people are out, and I believe in, if you get help, you can get rid of it. It's not like it's a lifetime handicap. It is maybe for some people. There's a couple of people I can think of where I think it will be for their life, but they're not working on it. Do you see what I mean? You have to work on it. I started working 10 years before I woke up. I started reading books in bookstores because I knew I couldn't read there were only 3 books out about the darker side of Scientology. A Piece of Blue Sky by John Atack, Madman or Messiah by Ben Corden, and Barefaced Messiah, who was the gentleman, the author of that was never in Scientology. And it's supposed to be a really good book. But those 3 are not allowed by Scientologists to read. And I'm sure a lot of the other books now aren't. But back then they weren't. But I was having problems on OT7 and it wasn't fixing, and Miscavige wouldn't answer me. And so I thought, all right, I'll go to the bookstore and see if there's something there. and I found great stuff. It was amazing. I'd go to philosophy, self-improvement, stuff about physical health because I had headaches and I was trying to handle it. And anyway, it really helped. I think it stripped off a lot of the mind control. I think it really did. It was quite astounding. But you can do that. You can get books and just read and, help yourself. You can't just stay the same and think something's going to change. That's the definition of insanity. Do the same thing over and over and think something new is going to change. If they claim to help mental health, are they not practicing medicine without a license? Amen, sister. There you go. That is an excellent point of view. And I have tried to bring that up, but they weasel out of it because they're a religion. That's why they stick to this nonprofit religion stuff, because they know they're not a religion. Not really. But if they're under the guise of a religion, they can slide through stuff like that because it's part of our religion. You see what I mean? Like what is the other cult where the older men have sex with the younger girls? I forget which one it is, but anyway, they do, and that's part of their religion. And I remember it came up on TV after I left the cult. It came up, and a girl called the police, and they said, "Okay, that's it. We're going to get everybody out." And they did. They got all the young girls out and all the women, and they interviewed everybody. And I thought, okay, this is it. This is the end for these guys. No, the kids all said they're fine. The mothers all said they were fine with them getting screwed by these older guys. That was it. The cult went on. It's amazing. It's kind of amazing. Hello, beautiful people in Tori. Good morning from Ireland. All right, the Irish Mart. I just talked to John McGee today from Ireland. He's the one who caught me when they pushed me down the stairs. Hey, Adrian. Hi, witness. All right. Okay, I didn't know the streamers shut them down in LA. I know, I had a feeling you didn't. Yeah, they're windows. It's like the buildings are still quote unquote open, but not much. The testing center, forget it. Because Streets LA has said, go ahead, open it up, we'll be there. And they've really done some great work. It's been amazing. And I wanted Anonymous to know because they kind of started this. And I really hope that somehow the word gets out that now this has happened because it's outrageous. Your apologies? What are you apologizing for? Yeah, I don't think you meant that. Okay, hi, T. I never get this. Oh, hands, yellow, heart, red. That's their flag? I think it is. Flopper Squirrel, UK. Hello. How are you? I'm always mentioning you. Flopper Squirrel, let me ask you something. Do you have a list? I thought you told me you have a list of every city that has Scientology orgs in it. Is that true or not? Can you let me know if that's true or not? Because people are asking me, how do we know if Scientology's in this city or that one? And I say, check Fluffer Squirrel UK. I think she's got the list. So let me know, okay? That would be great. Good morning, Fluffer Squirrel. Is Scientology completely shut down in LA now? No, they're still, doing their thing and trying to keep it going. But the windows from the 15th floor all the way down in every single building all around LA are completely shut down. So none of the live streamers can take a camera, photograph it, videotape it, anything. So it's kind of weird. Oh, you laughed. Okay, good. Good. All right. Okay, now what is this? Good morning, Irish Mart. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, that's right. Did everybody like this? That's right. If you did, please do. You should interview Phil Jones. I think your conversation would be very interesting. That's a good idea. Thank you for reminding me, because we had said as soon as I learned how to do it, I would. And then now I have learned how to do it. So that's right. I'll have to contact him. And thank you, 49ers for Life. That's a good idea. Thank you. When chatting with anyone besides Tori, please to your friends so Tori knows that your comments aren't for her. I think you mean please put the @ sign there, right? I think that's what they're supposed to do. Hi, Fluffer. Hi, Adrian. All right. Yeah, that's a great idea. Wasn't there a boy who stabbed his mother? Yeah, I knew his mother and I knew him 17 times. Yeah. Because she wanted to give him vitamins instead of medicine. It was awful. Ellie Perkins. Yeah, it was awful. It was really Jeremy Perkins. Yeah. He did. And I feel awful for her and I feel awful for him. And you would think at some point with this many bad things happening, Scientology would think about it and go, there must be something we could do that we're not doing. Whatever. Okay, one of Bixler's motions went to the upper courts and it's cited regularly for fair game cases of others. The law builds and evolves. I know, I'm telling you, last week was outstanding. It was accumulation of years. I mean, for me, it's 24 years of fighting them and finally seeing justice. It was wonderful. Yeah, Danny Masterson trial was set as a precedent that isn't good for Scientology. It now can be used as an example in other cases. Exactly, Sophie. TikTok. Yeah, it's true. And that's true for these guys with the restraining orders too, the things that she came up with. Like one thing was, for years, they have said, you're harassing us. And she said, no, this is the definition of harassment. And you didn't prove it, Mr. Moxon. So that was one. Another one was DOA often wears a cape and, stuff like that. And she said, that is covered under entertainment. So no, you don't win on that. She had a bunch of different steps that he lost on that with DOA, but it was really great to see. It was fantastic. And Danny really, really won. I mean, I don't know what Moxon was thinking of. I really don't. To this day, I'm like, what were you thinking of? To lie through your teeth, try to switch around. Don't show the real video, show the security camera videos, and try to talk the guy into, this is really what happened. You crashed into Danny. When the truth is, the video shows Danny was crashed into by this guy. And I saw the guy going like this. He was just like, oh my God. It was interesting. And then when Moxon said, he was out in the hall, somebody told me, and he told the guy, I want you to say X, Y, and Z when I ask you these questions, some answers. And the guy was like, frogs, pears, I don't remember, trees. He didn't answer anything the way Moxon said. Ha ha, Moxon. That's you for being a rat. You got skunked. Oh, witness, we're nearly here. Sophie, wait a minute. You're nearly here where? Nearly at the tipping point. Oh, I got you. As far as the church. No. Yeah, it was 2008. For Anonymous, you mean? It was 2008. But 2008, you guys cracked open the Truman Show. It did. Even with media, it cracked it open. Where before that, and I know because they would interview me and they would show about, they'd interview me for like this long and show about this much of it. And most of it was Tom Cruise and a little bit of me. And it was always the worst of me, too. And after Anonymous did their thing with me and other people, they did some interviews and it was great. The media opened up. It was fantastic. So that was a big deal. Big deal. Okay, now T is saying that's why they had to change to a religion. Yeah. The Gnomestead. Oh, my Alaska life. Hi, D-ho. Tori Magoo. Hi. Good to see you. How's Alaska? I've been watching some skiing videos. I'm not sure. Sorry, I thought it was in Australia, but it wasn't long ago. Okay, that's something to Smiley. I don't know what you're talking about, so I will stay out of it. Okay, the children of God. Okay. Rating from critic. Oh, from cricket. All right. Hi, Julia. Can you please subscribe, Julia? I would really appreciate that. It's free, and it really makes a difference for me. It would be really cool if you would. The Cult of Warren Jeffs, Fundamentalist Mormons. Oh, yeah. The Mormons. Yeah. Yep, some of them. Culture trying to remember, let's see, that had child brides is a fundamentalist Mormon. That is Warren Jeffs, who's in jail for it. Yeah, I think it was them. And I met, I think it was the Mormons. And I think we had a cult conference with Scientology, the ex-Mormon, and somebody else. I think Jehovah's Witnesses. And that the elder for the Mormons got up and kind of tried to justify how they did it. And then we went to lunch. And I said, you know what, man, I'm going to tell you something. Scientologists are bad, but you're fucking nuts. And he laughed too, because it was just like, he knew I was right. It was like, that is awful. Just awful. Room raid from Cricket. All right. Hi, Michelle. Can you guys subscribe here? That would be really great. I like that. A room raid. So we're talking about mental health. Why not to trust Scientology? That's basically the topic here tonight. Because they had a big thing today at 6:00 in Scientology over in my neck of the woods, where they were trying to pitch CCHR, which is Citizens Commission on Human Rights, which nothing could be farther from the truth. They're not a commission that is for human rights at all. So they can lie through their teeth forever, but I'm going to be here saying, not so. They won't talk to me. That's not human rights. You owe me $1 million and you won't talk to me. That's not right. You declare people suppressive people, and then you say nobody is allowed to talk to them. That's not human rights. And I don't care how you juggle it or how you try to twist it, it isn't. And I'm going to be here, just like I said in 2000, as long as you're hurting families and breaking up families and stopping free speech, you will see this person standing somewhere talking about it, or being somewhere talking about it. And here I am, 2024. Yachty, you should come out. Don't forget to like everyone. Thank you. Room raid, Michelle. I like these room raids. Hi, Matt White. Welcome. This is Tori Magoo 44. I was in Scientology for 30 years and escaped out in 2000 after 30 years in. And for you guys that are new, they declared me a suppressive person. This is their SP declare, which you don't see these much. You hear about them, but that's what they look like. And they have a whole bunch of lies that are all written out here. And they used to hang them up in the ethics office. It was really funny because we'd go and read everybody's overts and all their bad deeds and stuff. They don't do that anymore. Now they don't even give them out. I know tons of people who said, I wish I could get one. Tori, there are starred comments. Okay. Oh, God, tons. Wow. All right. Okay, 49 for laugh. Okay, we got that one. Thank you, Phil, for reminding me. Okay, we got that one. I think a few of these we've done. The Masterson trial we did. Okay, here's one. I have a question. Will the residents get their street back inside of it closed instead of it closed all the time? I don't know. I'm out there a lot talking to them. They don't like it. They see that they're ruining the street. They literally are with those flower boxes are 1,000 pounds each. Henry is an engineer, and he measured it and said they're 1,000 pounds each, and the sidewalk is lifting up. So not okay. Okay. That's why they had to change it to a religion. Okay, not sure on that what that means. It's Federico Organization, Fraudless Criminal Organization. It's Federico, Organized Fraudulent Criminal Organization. Okay. Sounds right to me. Yeah, we mentioned the thing about and Jeff's in prison, so that's good for the Mormons. It's not all the Mormons, but it's the ones that were doing that. The cult was Warren Jeffs, fundamentalists. I better click on these or else they're going to still be there. All right, there's that. Click on that. It would be amazing if Anonymous, I know, were to be reactivated. I agree, T. Around the world, it would be so fun. And it would be fun for them, too, because they really started this. I mean, a big part of it. Okay, now what is this? Scientology is rather stubborn in their chosen stupidity. Well put. Well put. Yeah, they are. That's a fact. Okay. This is from Witness. Oh, Tori, I jumped out in Kayla's stream earlier with Sophie. LOL. Okay. All right. Okay, Tori, it's always confused me that they didn't want you to take anti-seizure medicines. That's not a mental illness, but a neurological disorder. Exactly, which is what my grandfather luckily is a doctor, and I think he got my mother to get on it and say, look, that's it. Because as I was losing my short-term memory, she was really worried. And they weren't. Of course, they don't care. I could die and it'd be like, okay, whatever, she died. She was PTS. It's like, they're such fuckheads. But yeah, why did they take me off the medicine? It was so stupid. I would have been there probably for life. I was a real true believer. And if they had left me on my medicine, left me alone, I wouldn't have had seizure. I haven't had a seizure in 30 years, but that's because I fought them and my mother helped me and she insisted either you're on your medication today and your doctor calls me and says you're on your medication, or I'm personally flying from Chicago to LA. And she said, trust me on this story, L. Ron Hubbard and the Church of Scientology will never forget your mother. And I knew my mom, she could kick serious ass. And my dad was on TV. So I knew they had all these media lines. And my mom wouldn't stop with just bawling out Hubbard and Scientology. She would be on TV saying, don't let your kids get in this. My daughter has epilepsy. They took her off her medicine. She would have gone to town. It would have been really cool. I wish I had, but back then, whatever, I was still brainwashed. Okay, now I thought it is a neurological disorder. It is, but they treat everything like they would say I was taking psych meds, Scientologists would. I wasn't. I never was. And I said I wasn't. And my doctor said it wasn't a psych drug. But they don't, they're just nuts. They'll say what a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. That's Scientology. Witness, yeah, I hope so. It's good to see you, though. Always fun running into chat friends elsewhere. Yeah, hi, Julie. 543. Cool. Moxon wasn't thinking. Good one, Michelle. That should be a banner. That should be a banner that we have up over the freeways. Scientology attorney Moxon ... wasn't thinking, and we should have question marks. He really fucked up. I know I'm not supposed to say that word, but I'm trying to. I'm a lot better than I was. You got to admit that. I've been much cooler. The police told us the cult had reported to them about us, and it was all lies. I can't believe that still in the year 2024, they think they can lie to get what they want. Good thing now there's videos. I know. That's why I wanted the anonymous guys to know that this is what's happening, because I can't say they started it alone, because there were people before them, myself included. But as a group, they monumentally changed things, just like this group is monumentally changing things. And I think Anonymous should at least know it and go, right on. Okay, so there's some starred comments. Now, I'm going through the starred comments. So now let's see. I guess that my ex-cult, Landmark isn't doing so well either. They filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Wow. And are closing all centers in North America? Wow, that's big. Good for you, Landmark. Good for you. I'm glad they're closing. Interesting. How do you feel about that, Kim? Okay, and this is Love It. Scientology causes mental health problems. It does not resolve them. Perfect. Well said. That's what I meant to say. They actually cause problems with their auditing and everything else they do. Comment. I protested at CCHR event in London last month and filmed inside. It was absolutely ridiculous. I know. It's frightening. I had never been inside CCHR here ever, because they don't want Scientologists going in there. But once I was out, my friend Drew said, let's go. And I said, they're not going to let me in. And he said, they will. They're just old ladies that are in there. So we go in, and the first room they put you in there is a padded cell. It's really freaky. And then it goes from, and you have to watch some awful video of, 1800s and what they did in the 1800s. Of course, they can't do stuff now that they actually are helping people. And it was appalling. What the whole thing, it was just disgusting what they tried to pitch as psychiatry. It was so, okay, granted, in the 1800s, that probably did happen, but it isn't happening now. And it's like the fact that they're trying to pretend it is, it's stupid. Osa, I've told you before, stop being stupid, because it's only going to get worse for you guys. The abusive cults all need to go. Amen. Amen. I like your scarf. Is it DW merch, or is it echoing the color palette of the aurora? I think it's echoing the color palette of the aurora. Aren't those beautiful? Some of the photographs? Woo! I went to Norway and I never got to see those lights. They were beautiful. I saw on another LA national news that other neighborhoods are fighting these landscape tactics by commercial owners against homeless people. I can see it both ways. I can. The homeless people, they have nowhere to go, right? So, but even when they give them a place, they don't want to take it, because a lot of them still do drugs and they want to be out on the street. So it's tricky. It is. It's really tricky. Okay, Kimberly, I'm glad Landmark is shutting down in North America, but suspect that the same people may try to reorganize. Plus, they're still operating in Asia and other places. Yeah, and they're still on the net. So they're still around, But it's like the more awareness all of these different cults get, the more people go, I think I'll pass. You know what I mean? It's like once you realize how controlling they are and how abusive they are, it's like, what would be the point of going into it? All right, Marla. 49ers. I once went to an anonymous protest. All right, in Scientology. I got a little caught off guard when the old Scientology handlers came out and left. Yeah, because I was one of them for a while when I was in the 90s. They never bothered me. I'd just go over and talk to them. They're just people. That's what I used to get a lot of the critics to leave, and I'd go in, and Osa would go, "What did you do?" And I'd say, "I just went out and talked to them. They're just people. They're people with a different viewpoint than you have. That's all." Cory Magoo 44. Okay, Witness and Sophie were in Kayla's stream earlier. Sophie made a great rant. I'll send you the link. Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you. It makes my day when Tori says they're when they're fuckheads. I could say it every day, all day, but I don't want to get kicked out. I love the sound of your mom, Tori. Yeah, I know. She was a great mother in many different ways. She was comedic. She was funny. She was smart. I don't know. She looked beautiful. She was a model. She was a trip. She really was. But most of all, she was fun. She was really fun. Love you so much. Thank you, Kelly, you too, fan. You enjoy Chicago. You're there when it's fall, my favorite time of the year. Oh, seizure meds would be neurological, not psych. Wouldn't they? Yeah, they're not psych. They're neurological medicines, which is what my mother was pointing out. This is not a psychosomatic illness, Tori. It is a physical illness, and you need medicine for it. Now, in June, I think. Okay, I'm trying to calculate Moxon's loss rate for his cases. He's been losing for decades. Yeah, he really has. He has. I'm shocked that he stays in it. Okay, all right. I gotcha. Thank you, Sophie. Citizens CCHR stands for Citizens Commission on Human Rights. Scientology, my analogy is it's like a huge umbrella, and underneath it is the Church of Scientology. But then they have all these front groups like Narcanon, Criminon, Applied Scholastics, Way to Happiness, CCHR, which is Citizens Commission on Human Rights. They all report up to the Church of Scientology International. And I know that because I was on staff for a little short time and I saw all the faxes come in every Thursday for Narcanon. And they all went up line. They all did go up line. So anyway, that's what it is. And they don't help anybody. They just try to scare people out of using psychiatry or psychology and telling them it doesn't work. You have to come over to Scientology and use their shit, which doesn't work at all. And I personally, Tori, you were speaking to, did 30 years with them. They have a bridge to total freedom, which is really a bridge into a ditch. And it's like a triangle. You have to pay every single level of every single thing. You have to pay to say you're a Scientologist now, all the way up. And most of it doesn't work. But everything is like the next thing will work for you. Believe me, Michelle, when you get on the next thing, you're going to die. You won't believe how great it is. And so people are like, really? And oh, yeah. So it's tricky. My ex-husband is still in it. A lot of my old friends are still in it. Not a lot, but a lot are out. Tons are out. That's what's really fun. A lot of us have left. The abusive cults all need to go. That is correct, Witness. And I think that the public is getting wise to thought reform tactics, largely thanks to ex-Scientology community. I think so. I do. Not quick enough, but they are. Okay, now I'm trying to get, okay, I clicked on that. Okay, and I clicked on that, and I answered that, and I answered that. So now it's still showing, love it, that there's 9 things that I haven't answered. Oh, 5, 4. Okay, now you're getting 3. Okay, good. What would Scientology BS? Hi, Matt. What would Scientology BS try on me? Being autistic. They don't. Like John Travolta's son was autistic, and they never did anything with him. They put him in front of a television and basically fed him candy. It was really gross because there's a lot of wonderful things. I've studied autism, and there's wonderful things you can do for autistic people, and you can do as an autistic person, but you have to learn about it. And so my suggestion to you would be there's nothing they're going to do, nothing. You're like what they would consider an illegal PC, like me, because I have epilepsy. I got in early on, so they let me in. I don't think they would anymore because one guy died. They took him off his medicine and he died. And here I am 24 years later, still talking about it because it's medical abuse. It is. So they don't have anything to help a medical condition, but there are plenty of people out there that can really and truly help you, and in wonderful ways. I mean, wonderful ways. So I hope and pray. I mean, what I did is I went to the library and I just started going through different books and opening them up. And if it looked like it was something that might help, I'd buy it because it was like, okay, it's $20. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff really helped change my life. It really did. So I can't say it enough for you. Try to go and find different things where people have come up with wonderful things to help autistic people. So, do it. Okay, Dr. Hassan, okay, that's my friend Steve Hassan, has been super busy lately with all the cults, but I stumbled upon a great stream with you and Hassan about 9 years ago or so. Yeah, we've been friends for years and we've worked together for years. So he's a cult expert. Okay, now what is this? Comment. Okay, we have 90 people in the chat and only 58 likes. Please hit the button for Tori and subscribe. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, let's get this. Let's get the likes up. I can't really see them, but I'm happy that we have 90 people in the chat. That's good. For my first midnight with the Magoo back. You got to get the likes up, though. All right, so fill me in if they're coming up or not. Well, I'm glad. How did you like the thing with me and Steve? I've been watching SPTV since DM's sentencing, mostly a lurker as I watch YouTube on my TV. I gotcha. Well, good, Michelle. Well, subscribe here. What the hell? Scientology hates it when my subscriptions go up, and they've gone down a bit. I don't know why, but now we have 88 and 60 likes. So I need more people to come in and subscribe. If you can bring people over, please do, from other places. And Michelle, if you'll just subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything, and you'll get a notification, and maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. Bikers taking down Scientology. I like that. I used to be a biker. My boyfriend had a bike, a BMW. Wasn't a real snazzy. It wasn't like a Harley or anything, but it was. We got around. We had fun in Chicago. Okay, so now it still says there's 4 starred things. Let me see. I saw the thing about Steve. Okay, we have. Oh, my light just went out. Oh, my light went out. Did you see that? I have to plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. All right, you guys. Well, I think I have to go to bed. It's time to say goodnight. I love you. Thank you all for coming. It's 88 and 60 likes. Well, Kelly, that's good. That's up a little bit. That's good. And you guys can like it after if you want. Should I stay here till it goes up? I don't think so, because I think most of the people left. Anyway, Michelle, come back another time. Subscribe. Kiko, hi. How are you? How's everything? Good to see you here. We're just kind of ending off, but because Scientology is trying to pitch CCHR, which is Citizens Commission on Human Rights, which is nothing could be farther from that. I'm doing a thing on don't use CCHR and do not think Scientology will help you with mental illness. And if you have autism, as that gentleman mentioned, there's plenty of help out there. Good help, not Scientology, good help. So I hope you get it. Anyway, there you go. Thank you for letting me know. Good night and lots of love. Love it. And Sophie, thank you both for moderating. I appreciate it. I love all of you. Thank you for coming. And now we've got the week, right? So have an excellent week. All right. We will talk to you Gators later. Good night. Thank you for coming by for the, what do they call that? What did they call that? Oh, cricket. No, is it called? No, they came from cricket. What do they call that? What do they call that? Purple Groovy 69. Hi. Love it. Do you or witness what do they call that when they come over? It's a when they come over from another place. Hi, Irish Mart. A room raid. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I love that name. A room raid. I love that. I think it's really great. And I'm glad that the guys came with the room raid. Ooh, look at all those cool hearts. I love it. All right. Well, thank you. And I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the night and a good tomorrow. All right. It's important to always check subs. Okay. Thank you, Joe, for letting us know, because mine went down like 200 subscriptions, and it was like, what the hell is going on here? Hey. So if everybody can check, and then if we can bring some more people, what the heck? There you go. All right. For now, good night. All right. Over and out.